Good evening. Welcome to ThibTalk. Give me about a minute to share this video to some of my groups, and then we're going to start. I am actually a little nervous about tonight's ThibTalk because it's so important. And I'm going to have some notes tonight, which a lot of times I don't use notes, but I feel it's important because I want to make sure that you get the right information because it's so important. So as I said, I'm just sharing it, and as soon as I share it with my two groups, then I will begin. Hopefully one day Facebook is going to come out with something where we can do this ahead of time, but not yet. All right, and I think it's good. Okay, so hi, welcome to ThibTalk. I am Lisa Thibodeau, and this is a series that's always once a week, less than 15 minutes, and I had a series on life lessons. If you haven't seen them, they are on YouTube, and they are on Facebook if you search ThibTalk. But also, I'm going to start another series soon. Today, until I do like another series of a theme, it's just going to be random things. But today's is so important that I do have notes, okay? Because I'm a little anxious about it because it's so important. We're going to talk about something that people don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about it. They sweep it under the rug. They want it to be a secret, and it's important to talk about it. What we're going to talk about is childhood sexual abuse. Childhood sexual abuse is defined as when another person, whether it's an adult or a peer, forces or coerces a child or adolescent into sexual activity, physical or non-physical. So it's not always, when we talk about childhood sexual abuse, it could be someone forcing a child to watch pornography or something like that. The sexual exploitation of children knows no boundaries. It happens in every country, every culture, every ethnicity, every social economic background, every race, every religion. You're not immune from it. Every child is at risk. And that's scary. And that's a lot of times why we don't want to talk about it. It's taboo to talk about it. But if we don't talk about it, we're not going to be able to stop it. As a parent, you have the ability to not necessarily prevent, but protect your child as much as possible and to help eliminate it. Knowledge is power. So it's important, if you have a child, to take time to learn the facts, to learn the tools that you might need, and to talk to your child about this. That's probably the hardest thing. All right? I know if you I remember my mom, she did not want to have the sex talk with me, right? So it's important though, because they're going to find out about sex. They're going to have sexually explicit things no matter what age they are, that they see or that they are exposed to, just because of the society that we live in now. First, I want to give you some statistics that are alarming. 1 in 5 children are sexually abused before the age of 18, because it's 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys. So this does happen to boys as well. So don't think, oh, if you have a boy, you don't have to worry. You have to worry if you have a child. 90% of the sexual abuse is perpetrated by someone that they know and trust. So only 10% is the stranger. Most of us as parents talk about stranger danger and talk to children about strangers. They had a social experiment one time where, the children were talked to and knew stranger danger, but their parents were shocked because they did a little experiment at a playground, and the guy said, "Oh, can you come and help me find my puppy?" And every single one of the children talked to him. And they said, "Well, we didn't think he was a stranger." So it's not even, sometimes they even understand stranger danger. But we teach that, but a lot of times it's not a stranger. In fact, the perpetrators, they purposely try to give the child attention, try to get that aura of trust so that they won't think that they're a stranger. 300,000 children a year are sexually abused. Did you hear that? 300,000 children a year are sexually abused. Parents that educate themselves and their children are going to be the best defenders of innocence. You can reduce it. And the Unique Foundation has 2 websites that help you and help parents. So you don't have to worry about where I'm going to find this information. It is all there for you, and it's very easy. We're going to talk about that. It's important for you to realize that perpetrators work to establish trust with a child. So that's why it's important that you do that. You have to establish trust with your child so that they know that you're the one that they can talk to about it. Now, the first thing I want to talk about right now is there are several factors. There are 6 factors that are a risk, okay, that increase the risk of childhood sexual abuse. Okay, and I'm going to look at my notes to make sure. The first is if they lack information about healthy sexuality. A lot of parents mistakenly believe that, well, if they don't know about it, they're safe. But as I said, they're bombarded on TV, music, everything, and the people talk about it and think that little kids don't understand it. And then when they get, we're not just talking about 2-year-olds and 4-year-olds, we're talking about 14-year-olds too, okay? Anyone under the age of 18. So it's important that you have talks with your child. Now, you might be saying, oh, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. At defendinnocence.org, there are so many tools for you. We have kid chats that are little short videos that you can watch with your child and develop a dialogue with them. Also, we have tools, resources that show you what do you talk about at certain ages. And obviously the maturity of the talk increases as the child's age. So it tells you, okay, if they're this age, what you should talk about. If they're this age, what you should talk about. So it's all there at defendinnocence.org for you. Another risk factor is unsupervised access to technology. Not just internet, a phone, okay? They're trying to develop this trust with your child. And so one way they do it a lot of times is they try to electronically contact them first. Whether it's with text, hey, hope you had a good day, or whatever, Facebook, Snapchat, anything like that. You should make sure that your child does not have unsupervised access to technology. Another thing is if the child feels insecure or lonely. As I said, they're trying to get that trust. So if a child is lacking attention, then they're going to give it to them. And they're going to think, this is a nice person. And trust me, these sexual predators, they will take as long as it takes to get their trust because they know what their end is going to be. But you can stop that. Another risk factor is a special needs child. They look at these children as an easy target. So it's important for you to be extra careful if you have a special needs child. Another risk factor is being exposed to explicit media. And as I said, it is so difficult for you to not have your child exposed to that. music, TV, jokes, innuendo, pictures, everything. If you watch a 30-minute comedy and your child is in the room, I guarantee you, the next time you watch a 30-minute comedy, see how many sexual innuendo jokes there are. Don't think that your child is not curious or doesn't understand. Today, kids are unbelievable. I was at church today and saw that, pre-K 3. We didn't go to school when we were 3 years old, but kids have to now because of they're learning so fast. And so don't make the mistake of thinking your child does not understand. The last risk factor is if the child has unsupervised time with others. A lot of times because of single parent household, divorced households, even two working parent households, then a child might have regular time that they are with someone other than the parent. If your child is with adults for extended periods of time regularly and it's not you, then again, that's why you have to have these talks with them to make sure that you're the one that they trust, that you're their sexual information person, that they have to feel comfortable to talk it over with you. There are also a lot of tools that you can use. First of all, these are some things that you should do. First of all, trust your intuition, especially a mom's intuition. If you know that a mom's intuition is rarely wrong. If you think something feels inappropriate, something feels not right, do something about it. Let your children show affection on their terms. If they don't want to kiss somebody or they don't want to hug somebody, there could be a reason for that. Don't make them think that every time they have to kiss and hug someone. And I know that's hard because my family, we are kissing and hugging everybody that comes around, okay? But notice that if they don't want to. So it's not good to force them. Give your child the right to say no. A lot of times we don't want to do that. We're saying, nope, I'm the adult. You don't say no to me. They have to be able to know that it's okay to say no to an adult. Because a lot of times sexual abuse victims, they think that's normal or they think they have to. It doesn't feel right to them, but they didn't think they could say no to an adult. Make sure you have those age-appropriate conversations. As I said, it's defendinnocence.org, and I will put the websites in the comments when I'm finished. Go there. Those kid chat videos are short, they're fun. You can look at it and it will just give you a million things to talk to with your child. And as I told you before, they give you conversations based on age, so you can continue with it. Teach appropriate names for body parts. It's important for them to know what's their private areas and what no one should touch. So don't, make sure you tell them that. And don't, I think we all the time, we're trying to say words other than what it's called. Tell them the appropriate name so they understand. There's nothing wrong with the names. When when one of the very first children in our family was born, people couldn't believe that he would say, I think he was 2, and we were in Colorado, and one of the ranch hands said, look at the choo-choo train, and he's 2, and he says, that's a locomotive, because I was adamant about teaching them vocabulary. So we didn't say water. We didn't say wah-wah, we said water. We didn't say ba-ba, we said bottle. So they need to know the correct terminology. Teach them about safe touch. What is a good touch and what is a bad touch? And that any touch that makes them feel uncomfortable is wrong, and that they should come and tell you about it. Teach them about inappropriate secrets. And we have a great kid chat about that, where kids are talking about when's it good to have a secret and when it's not bad, when it's bad to have a secret. Monitor technology, monitor technology, monitor technology. Okay, I'm a huge proponent of technology. All right, I'm coming to you now on technology. It's how I do my business. You have to monitor it when it's children. Everything. I know like first graders that have a cell phone. Why? Why would a first grader have a cell phone? That's just more things for you to not be in control of. Do your research about any kind of outing, any field trip. Who are the chaperones? What kind of thing do they have in place? I know in St. Mary Parish, you have to have, fingerprints, and you get your driver's license, and you get the insurance card, all of that. Check that when you're letting your child go on an outing. And make sure that you set clear and safe boundaries for your child so that they are well aware of what you think is right and what you think is wrong. If you have an uncomfortable feeling, we talked about that intuition. If you have an uncomfortable feeling, pull that individual aside and say, the way you're acting with my daughter, with my child, whatever, I'm not comfortable with it. If they're not doing anything wrong, they'll be like, oh, wow, I'm sorry, I didn't understand, I'm sorry. If they are doing something wrong, they know you're watching them. So don't be afraid. But with that said, if you are positive that this person is a perpetrator and has done anything to your child, do not confront them. Let the authorities do it. There are laws in place. So immediately go to your law enforcement and get help there so that everything is done correctly. Okay, I know I'm a little bit over 15 minutes, but this is so important, guys, and I'm almost finished. And as I said, a lot of times parents are confused. They wonder about how I'm going to have this talk. And, and in the old days, it used to be that you waited for a certain time when you thought they were ready and you gave the talk. It can't be like that anymore. It has to be a series of little talks of that you are constantly having this dialogue with your child. And if you're clueless about what to say, if you're nervous, we give you the conversations, we give you the information. All you have to do is use it. Our children are worth defending. You have to do it. If not you, who? If you don't defend the children of our world, what is our world coming to? We're already afraid of the way things are. When you have a child, you are so afraid of raising them in this world. You cannot put a blinder on this and say this is something I don't want to talk about. Because it is one of the most horrific things that a child can go through. They lose their dreams. They lose their childhood. It is essential that you have these talks from the get-go with your child. Sometimes you think it might be overwhelming. But as I said, at defendinnocence.org, we give you all of the tools that you need. There are even games that you can play with your child about it, where they don't even realize that that's what you're doing. So we have these kid chats, we have the games to educate, we have infographics for you, we have conversations for you. Kids are bombarded with representations of sex and sexuality daily, in all aspects of life, and it's up to you to talk to them about it. If you are listening right now and you are a victim of sexual abuse as a child, please apply for the Haven Retreat. You can apply at uniquefoundation.org. It is very important for you to get hope. I don't care how long ago it happened to you. If you go on Defend Innocence or on uniquefoundation.org, they give you little short stories, and they have people that thought they were over it, and then they realize 30 years later they weren't. And the Haven Retreat can start that healing process. Part of our kudos this month sold out in 7 days, and we raised $2,291,033.28. That is going to allow 1,000 women to start that healing process. ThibTalks are not about my makeup business. But if you buy unique products, you have the opportunity to round up any time that you purchase something from any unique representative. When you do that, it goes directly to our unique foundation to help. We don't want to talk about it. We have to talk about it because there is nothing in life that's more important than the children in our lives. We have to defend them. It is your number one duty as an adult. These children are worth defending. They are our future. DefendInnocence.org. Please share so this message can get to a lot of people. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope that by listening to me, you're going to start talking to your child. Thank you so much.